Hello everybody, this is Aviation 1, the second session. Let's go to Unit 2, Pre-Flight. It's important for controllers and pilots to be able to identify an aircraft type so they know that it is what it is capable of. What it is capable means ability. What these um, aircraft can do. How many of these aircrafts can you identify? I guess you can identify this one. This is a helicopter, you know it. This is Airbus airliner, you know it. You see, because you know them, actually you are masters. So we should pass over them quickly. This one is airline airliner, Airbus, you know it. This is amphibian. You see, amphibian or amphibious airplane can move on water and in the air. And do you remember amphibians when we were talking, I guess, in Summit, one of the books, I don't remember now completely clearly, but I told you amphibian are animals who can live on earth and on in water. So, an amphibious plane can move on water and in the air. دو تا کاربرد دارن. Okay, on air and in the on water. And number 2 is super transporter cargo aircraft. Number 3 is catcher light aircraft. This is a form of light aircraft. The name is sky catcher. It's a very light form of aircraft. And the third one, I guess it's jet. Yeah, Gulfstream executive jet. I told you that number 2 is cargo aircraft, number 3 Airbus airliner, and number 6 is helicopter. Read them, record your voice and send it to me. Let's go to this part. Match the words to make plane parts. Can you find all the parts in the pictures above? You see, these parts are really important for your final exam. You should match them. با اینا رو با هم دیگه match کنید. In next pictures, I'm going to show you how to use them. And they are really important for your final exam. Memorize them. اینا رو حفظ کنید. Okay? Let's go. Pictures are really important. Let me show you. Okay, this is tail assembly. You see the words are here. For example, tail and assembly are going to match together. Cargo door, engine cowling. You see in this way. ببینید بچه اینا رو من براتون مچ شدهشو تو تصویر دارم نشون میدم. شما خودتون اینا رو پیدا کنید. که مچ شدهشو من بهتون نشون میدم. اینجا پیدا کنید. You should do this part actually and do this. Take a photo and send it to me. It's really easy. Anyway, I'm going to show you the pictures. This is tail assembly, the tail of airplane, and all of the connections, all the parts connected together are called tail assembly. Memorize it in our حفظ کنید. And this is cargo door. Look, this is door. The cargo you can load and unload here. The next one, engine cowling. Engine cowling is the part that you take a look at here. This is removable part of engine. It is not engine. It is not engine. Engine cowling. These part that they are actually they are removable. Let's go to this part. Access catch. Access hatch. Access hatch. And this is leading edge. You see on the wing of the airplane, you can see the leading edge. This is called leading edge. And take a look at here. This part is called trailing edge. بچه نگاه کنید این بعد خارجی the outer part of the airplane on the wing is called leading edge. این بخش خارجی بالو بهش میگن leading edge، لبه خارجی. And in this picture you can see all these parts, these three parts. For example, alien, this part that they are connected together. You see بخش داخلیش trailing edge. Is memorize them. Leading edge, trailing edge. Look. Where is it? Right here, trailing edge is here. Leading edge is here. You should match them. You know what I'm doing? Trailing edge, leading edge. Let's go. Cargo door, engine cowling, access hatch, leading edge, trailing edge. And let's go to this one, navigation lights. Look at this picture. These are navigation lights. Undercarriage. Undercarriage means the wheels. Undercarriage. A wheel under an airplane. You see these wheels under an airplane. They are called undercarriage. Look at here. These are the lights. I told you navigation lights. Yes. Landing lights. When you want to go have landing on a runway, we should turn on the landing lights. Landing lights are here. So they are really important for your final exam. You should match them in this part. You see, matching them. For example, number 1, tail assembly. I showed you. اینا دیگه تصاویرش نشون دادم. Tail assembly, cargo door, trailing edge, trailing edge, access hatch, navigation light, navigation hatch, undercarriage, landing light, and leading edge. Match them. Match them. Take a photo and send it to me, please. Let's go. Look at them. They are really important. Let's go to the next part. In this part, you can see different parts of an airplane. I'm going to show you. Okay. They use the words in the box to label picture below. Let me a little zoom out so that we can match them. You see, this is really important part of your final exam. We are going to match them. Look at this one. You see, based on the numbers. Let's read them for you. First, I'm going to read them for you. This part. Then we are going to match them together. And the first one is nose, windscreen, aerial, aileron, spoiler, flap, slat, winglet, fuselage or fuselage. Both of them the pronunciations are true. Fuselage or fuselage. This one is rudder, elevator, tail fin, tire, engine, emergency exit, radome, light, outboard slats. Now, read this part, record your voice, and send it to me. We are going to match them. Let's match them together. This picture is one of the most important pictures in this book. And maybe this is one of your final exam questions. So be careful. Look at number 1. What is this? Winglet. Look at here. Where is it? Edge. Winglet. Winglet. Wing ball. Winglet. Whatever we connect winglet. We cannot let into any word. It means small. Okay, for example, piglet, winglet. هر چیزی که بهش let اضافه کنیم این it means small. So we have winglet here. It means a small wing. بال کوچک منشه دیگه. Okay, winglet. You see the end of the wing, it is called small wing. It's winglet. Number 2, aileron. Aileron. Number 2, this part. Number 3, outboard slats. outboard slats. Number 4, spoiler. Where is it? Can't find it. Where is it? A spoiler. Number 5, slat. No, flap. It's flap. Number 5, flap. Number 6, slat. ببینید اینکه بود داخلی رو داره میگه flap، بود خارجی رو داره میگه slat. They're really important. Insider and outsider. Both of them are important. Number 7, aerial. Number 7. 8, window screen. Where is it? It's here. Window screen. Window screen. شیشه جلوی هواپیما. شیشه جلوی ماشین هم نمیدونم دیگه. Window screen. Number 9. This is nose. Number 10 is radome. Radome is protecting radar equipment. Radome, protecting radar equipment. Tire, the wheels. چرخش. Fuselage. Number 12. Fuselage means the main body of craft. The main body of craft. Fuselage. Number 13. Fuselage is here. Number 13. Tail fin. It means protecting the surface of tail of an airplane. Tail fin, protecting the surface of the tail. You see, this is the tail, protecting the surface of the tail is called tail fin. Number 14, rudder. Rudder, a flat piece of hinged vertically near the stern of ship. Number 15, elevator. Number 15, elevator. See, it's here. Number 16, emergency exit. It's here, the door for emergency exit. Number 17, where is number? Light. Light, where is it? This here, Q. Light. Number 18, engine. Look at here, engine, motor. Okay, look at this part. British English, American English. Aerial antenna. Look at here. Number 7, if you take a look at number 7, look at here. This is aerial antenna. 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 In American English, we say antenna. In British English, we say aerial. Both of them are correct. I use American one. You can select whatever your master says. Tire. The spelling is different. دیکتش اسپلش متفاوته. Windscreen, windshield. You see, American says windshield. For car, we use it too. Windshield. Number 8. Look at number 8. Windscreen or windshield. No difference. Fin, vertical stabilizer. Tailplane, horizontal stabilizer. Tailplane, horizontal stabilizer. It's here. Tailplane, horizontal stabilizer. So match them. This is one of the important parts for your final exam. Read them, record your voice, and send it to me, please. Let's go to this part. We are on number 2. Unscramble the words in brackets to complete description of pre-flight checks. Pre-flight. Look at here. Pre means before. Flight, you need to fly. Before flying, whatever you do before flying. Actually, the pilots do that before they are going to fly. Let's start reading together. Before flying, the pilot, you see, they are should unscramble them. You see, there are some words in کلمه ها نوشته شما باید به هم ریختش درست کنید. Before flying, the pilot should carefully check. The pilot checks aircraft. He looks at the external surfaces for signs of damage. A plane may be damaged by bird strike. Bird strike. حمله پرنده ها. Okay, because it's important for the engine, and you should check it. Actually, the pilot should check it, not you. Bird strike. Look, first we have strike, strike. Or lightning. Lightning, travel lightning. A strike or contact with any other foreign object. Foreign object, it means outer object. Whatever comes from outside. حجم خارجی. Whatever happens, whatever hurts and damages the airplane. The pilot, you see, the pilot should check. Number 6. Let's go to number 6. By the vehicle and the let me read it again. A plane may be damaged by bird strike or a lightning strike or contact with any other foreign object or by service vehicle. Service vehicle on the ground. So what is the service vehicle? The cars that they are going to bringing and loading and uploading the cargo. Let's say they are going to help the airplane. They are repairing the airplane, but sometimes there are some cases of damages because of connection with these kind of service vehicles. Vehicles, cars. Any form of car, motorcycle, we call them vehicle. Bent on the ground. Bent or destroyed panels may be visual indication of hidden damage to their airframe. He then, you see who is he? This is the pilot. He then checks the nose. He then checks the nose undercarriage. Checks the nose undercarriage for excessive wear or cuts on the tires. Undercarriage کجا بود؟ تو اون شکل بهتون نشون دادم. Be careful. You see? All of the pictures are really important. You should memorize all of them. Let's go. He inspects the landing edge of wing of damage and checks their fastening on engine cowling. Do you remember engine cowling? I showed you. Where is engine cowling? Engine cowling. The cover of the engine. Do you remember? You should keep them in your mind. Okay? Engine cowling. He examines the visible fan blades of the engine. Inside the engine, he checks them too. Moving along the fuselage to tail, he does the same visual checks over all surface before ensuring that, moving along the fuselage, this is the fuselage, the body of the airplane. He starts moving from nose and along the fuselage to the tail of the airplane in order to check all the parts. Okay, moving along the fuselage to tail, he does the same visual check over all surfaces before ensuring that the cargo doors and access hatches are successfully fastened. It means closed, completely closed, carefully closed. So, do this part. Take a photo and send it to me. Let's go to the next part. Pre-flight checks continue on the flight deck. Name many items you can see in the pictures. Let's go to the next page. Yeah. What is number 1? Flight manual. Manual means all of the notebooks, instructions that you need in a plane airplane. What is this? First aid kit or medical kit. This is oxygen bottle or oxygen tank And this one is a smoke hood in emergency situation, when maybe perhaps there is a situation when there is a fire, you should use it. Okay. And then here you can see the pilot is checking the airplane, for example, in the cases of emergency, in the cases of that for smuggling, in order to avoid a smuggling, carrying something which is not allowed on the plane. The pilot should check it before the flight starts. Part D. Aircraft documents. These are the documents. Look at here. Registration certificate, certificate of insurance, noise noise certificate, radio license. All of the certificates you need, we call them aircraft documents. This is the load sheet. All the information of the flight are here. For example, what is the date, what is the name, ABC, dangerous, what is it? I can't read it. Okay, all the information of the plane is here. And this is again the pilot, and this is again the checklist. He's checking all the information on the plane before starting the flight. Well, let's go to the next part. Match the sentence halves, then match each sentence to picture above. Okay, we should match them with them. Certificates and other documents must be carried on the plane. Must be. Get here. Must be carried on the plane. It means all the certificates should be in the plane. Yes. Number 2. Documentation for any unusual cargo. Unusual, it means something which is not ordinary. محمولهای they are not ordinary. Okay. Or dangerous substances must be checked. Dangerous محمولهای خطرناک, dangerous substances, مواد خطرناک. And unusual cargo, the cargo which they are not actually ordinary, they are unusual, should be checked. Yeah, he's checking them, for example. Then we have number 3. Instruction manuals may be needed for troubleshooting if a fault occurs. It's really important. Instruction manuals may be needed for troubleshooting if a fault occurs. Troubleshooting, it means finding and correcting the trouble. Take a look at this part. Why should we have the instructions? Why should we keep the flight manuals in the airplane? Maybe they are required for the faults. For example, there is some fault. ممکنه یه اشتباهی رخ بده. So you should solve it. This means troubleshooting. Troubleshooting, حل کردن اون اشتباهات. We should be careful. We should be prepared to solve these faults. Oxygen bottle, medical kit, and other equipment falsely slow or look at your oxygen bottles, medical kits, and other equipment are falsely stowed away. It means they are not packed tidily. Okay, they are not packed tidily. He says they are not packed. Right. Number 5. Checklist ensure nothing. Checklist ensure nothing get missed from the routine procedures. Checklist ensure nothing get missed from. Yeah, when you have the checklist, you are checking everything. You make sure that everything is ordered and nothing is going to be wrong. When you check everything nothing will be missed. Everything is in the routine procedure. فرآیندهای خاص خودش رو همه چی رو بررسی کردیم، همه چی طبق روال عادیه. If you use checklist استفاده کن. Number 6. A security means safety. Security search, safety search. You're searching in order to be safe. Ensures no suspicious items have been smuggled on the boat. What's the meaning of tracking? It means move something illegally into another country. For example, you use the flight, you use the airplane in order to move something illegally, tracking on the plane. Watch out, دیگه. You search security search بعد چیه؟ security search میکنیم محموله های قاچاق رو do not allow اجازه ندیم move on into another country, into another city. So I completed this part, match them. Actually, I did it. Take a photo and send it to me. Thank you. List items which must carry on the flight. This is your job. Take a look at this picture. List items. What do we have here? For example, these are the manuals, oxygen tank, a smoke hood, I don't know, first aid kit, certificate, checklist. You see all of them. What should we use in order to carry on the plane? And which items must not carry on the plane? Lots of things. For example, liquids, dangerous materials. I don't know. So there are lots of things. For example, if we think we can find out the things and that radioactive materials are not allowed on the boat. I don't know, live animals are not allowed on the boat. You cannot keep them in the plane. Toxic liquids, for example, the liquids that may produce toxic fumes, they are not allowed in the airplane. Yeah. So we should be careful about carrying them. We should check them before the flight. British English torch, American English flashlight. Flashlight is American English and British English is torch. So let's go. Find words in exercise 5. Find words in exercise 5 to match the meaning below. Oh my god. Let's go and try. Finding and correcting a fault means, I told you, look at here. Finding and correcting the fault. Troubleshooting. You should write troubleshooting here. Items for emergency and medical treatment. I told you, first aid kit or first medical kit. Medical kit or first aid kit. Material that cause harm. I told you, dangerous substances. مواد خطرناک گفتم دیگه. Materials that cause harm, we call them dangerous substances. Write dangerous substances here. Operations carried regularly, routine procedures. The activities that you do them regularly, the routine procedures. Packed, stored in a tidy way. Stowed away. Stowed. When you stowed something, you see, I told you in this picture they are not stowed safely. They are not stored orderly. Stowed away. Brought secretly smuggling. Brought secretly, I told you. For example, tracking or when it's something it is not allowed in order to pass on the plane, we call them bought. Brought secretly or smuggling. Brought is past form of bring. Brought. Look again at the picture in exercise number 5. Answer the question. Look at this picture, let's answer. Why are these books carried on the flight? Oh my god. Why are the instructions are carried on the flight? For example, the manuals and instructions. We can use them and check them when there is a non-routine procedure, when there is something which is not ordinary, we can use them in order to check them, learn something, and use in emergency cases. When and how would the items in the picture used? You know them. For example, when we use oxygen tank, when we use them, when there is an emergency, medical emergency, we use them. Or when we use a smoke hood, when there is the fire in the plane, we use a smoke. When we use the medical, oh my god, medical kit, you use it when there is a person who needs medical emergency. We use first aid kit. Oh my, what kind of question is this? What precautions are taken at the airplane to keep prohibited items off the plane? Security checking of the suitcases, bags, and baggage. Security checking of the staffs and passengers, personal search. These are the things that we can use in order to avoid. What documents may be carried on the flight? Look at here. What documents may be carried? I told you, certificate of insurance, BIME, registration certificate, nose limitation certificate, radio operator authorization, environmental limitation certificate. You see, almost all of the certificates that we have in this picture, they can be carried on the plane. Can you give an example of a load that requires NOTOC or the types, for example, radioactive materials? I told you the materials that produce fumes, toxic fumes, or live animals, they are not allowed. In your experience, what problem found on a pre-flight check has delayed departure? This is based on your idea. What happened? You can write it, take a photo and send it to me. Complete this part, take a photo and send it to me. Complete this part, take a photo and send it to me. I answered all the parts in this. Okay. Which one uses plain English? You see in this part, turn on this page. Turn on page 16, please. We're going to work on it. Okay.